It's a good ceiling.
I don't know what else to say. How about Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins to Atlanta, which, I mean, I don't want to act like I was 100% like this is what's happening. He's going to Atlanta.
You were, though.
But I did say.
And I was pushing Russ to Atlanta.
Yeah, but you were pushing Russ to Atlanta first.
But then I started to look it up, and it was like,
you were pushing.
I don't think she has a good relationship with Future.
You were pushing Russ to
It was
Atlanta
a joke
for a complete joke. I was thinking, if
it's a funny narrative.
If Kirk is not going back to Minnesota, I was going, okay, Atlanta's taking whoever blank doesn't take, whether that's the Steelers or the fucking Raiders or whoever. But
by the end of it, it was Steelers and.
I mean, by the time we
the Raiders got their quarterback.
Well, yeah, the Raiders got their quarterback. But by the time we talked about all that last episode, I was pretty convinced Russ was gonna end up a Steeler. Which when that happened, I was like, all right, well, Kirk's a Falcon, and then boom,
and then
Kirk
an hour later,
Kirk is a Falcon.
Kirk's a Falcon.
4
years, by the way, Mr. 1 year left. Get at it.
Yeah, 180.
That guy's gonna be playing until he's 42.
Does he fulfill that contract?
Probably
Absolutely
not.
So I mean, I don't know.
At least not as a Falcon.
Well, here's the thing though. You're in an easier division. Like you 100% have a way better shot at winning this division than Russ has right now. You have arguably more untapped potential in some of your weapons.
Well, you got
Pitts, Bijan, and Drake.
Algiers.
That's the top three. I'm thinking if we have not seen them with a good quarterback, we
haven't seen Kyle Pitts with a good quarterback, which is what I'm interested to see. Because what's his nuts? Kirk's the guy who will get that bitch to tight ends.
I mean, what the best quarterback Kyle Pitts has played with since what? Fucking Kyle Trask in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about here? He's played with absolutely.
Pitts wasn't there for Matt Ryan, right?
No.
He was in
there for Matt Ryan.
He was in Indy.
But I think this okay. How we were looking at how big of a chip on, Russ's shoulder that was, looking down the season for him with the Steelers. I think that there are bigger chips on someone like Kyle Pitts' shoulder, Drake London's shoulder, than Kirk.
Huge.
You got Kirk.
No, this is more of like Kirk doesn't really need to prove much at this point. Like we know he's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. This isn't a Super Bowl team, but these guys are fighting to be in the league for the next couple of years.
They've seen Russ win a Super Bowl. They've seen him at that level, so they're asking for him to go back in time and be that person.
All we're looking at Kirk is a playoff appearance.
Yeah, like what are you?
Plus wins in a playoff appearance.
There's no Kirk you're really dying to go back in time to look for. This is probably one of the best versions.
I think the only time we're going back and looking for is the you like that Kirk. That's it.
Like that week.
But that was beating the Buccaneers.
That was like that week. So it's like, Kirk Cousins on that specific week, sure. But I mean, no, he does not have much to prove. But I do think he will.
Which I think will be a nice, comfortable spot for him to be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Pitts is looked at as a bust 10 times over. I look at him as a bust because he just hasn't done jack dick. And it's probably because of his quarterback situation, his coaching situation. But Bijan didn't have the year he was supposed to have after those first couple of weeks. A lot of these guys want to fucking show off.
I mean, not to defend a Gator, but like what is your definition of a bust? Is a bust something you can come back from? I mean, I feel like you have to be like.
Well, no. I mean, like he hasn't been deep enough to be viewed as a complete bust.
I think once you're a bust,
we know his potential hasn't been touched yet.
Yeah, like I feel like okay, if you gave 1 year,
I'm not calling him a bust, but it's like if he continues like this, he's for sure a bust. He was a first-round tight end pick.
Like if you could simulate 1 year of Kyle Pitts with like a prime Aaron Rodgers.
Sure.
And then he puts up shit numbers.
Different world. No, agree.
And
but
like,
some
okay,
guys get the shit end of the stick, and he got a pretty shitty end.
Yeah, like I think Kyle Pitts is more of right now. I think he's more of a what if than a bust.
Marcus Mariota. Mariota was their fucking quarterback, right?
Mariota was
it
their
Mariota
quarterback at one point. Yeah,
it was Mariota, and then it was Desmond Ritter.
Taylor Heineke,
and then it was Ritter, and then Heineke.
That one. Yeah. God Christ, it.
Kyle Pitts has been in the league 2 years now.
It's well, yeah, his last year.
This is his
Florida
third.
Was 2020. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
But Kirk to Atlanta, like you said, yeah, it's I look at it as pretty comfortable. I don't think he's stressing out too much. I think he's gonna have fun with the weapons there because I mean, and I was talking to Shane about this earlier. Like besides Jefferson, I mean, it's not like he had amazing weapons he was working with in Minnesota. No. You know, it's like this might be more of a complete core of weapons.
For sure, he had Justin Jefferson, and that was it.
And if I'm Justin Jefferson, I'm sitting out.
Pitts had 1,000 yards his first year.
Cool. I know. I mean, I know, but I mean, it's like you're the one that called him a bust. I was saying I don't.
Well, I'm trying to figure out. He did play with Matt Ryan. That's why.
There's untapped potential.
It was Matt Ryan his first year.
Well, when did Matt Ryan go to Indianapolis?
2021.
2020.
No, 2020.
2022.
2022.
Was Phillip Rivers a Colt the year before that?
I think Phillip was the year before, and then it was.
Colts are so funny.
And then it was Matt Ryan, and then they drafted AR.
Okay.
So, Kyle Pitts, the Falcons were Matt Ryan, and then Ritter and all that jazz. I don't know.
But if I'm Jefferson, I'm sitting out. It's over.
Is he a free agent?
I'm not a Viking. No.
Oh yeah.
Do not remember his
under contract.
Did he? I was gonna say, did he not sign some fat ass deal?
Yeah.
I mean, if we need to fact check Jefferson's contract, we can. But I'm pretty sure he signed some fat ass deal not that long.
Did you hear? D-Hop says he deserves $40 million a year.
Nope.
Yeah, and he goes. The tweet was so stupid. It was like, it was basically like, as a person who plays football and doesn't just blah blah blah, I think he deserves 40. And I was like, you're a fucking idiot. What are you talking about?
What's a person that doesn't blah blah blah? Like that was the quote, or you just don't remember what he said?
No, he said blah blah in his quote. Like he's like, I'm a person who plays the game.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are all people that play. Okay, but here's the thing. Like, you can't wait till you play like your worst season or have like one of your worst seasons and then go like, I deserve to be paid. Like, it's like yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yep.
We'd be agreeing with you, but I'd be agreeing with you 100%. But when you made that move to Tennessee, I mean, 95, 98, 99% of people were like, yeah, you got to get out of there if you want your career.
He said, seeing these deals and knowing football because I play, in quotations, plays in quotation, and not just blah, blah, is why I really think Jettis is worth $40 million a year. $40 million a year is absurd. There's no way he's worth $40 million a year that's quarterback money.
I think you have to be an absolute freak of nature to make something like $40 million.
I mean, maybe a Calvin Johnson in today's game.
Like, to be honest with you,
I don't know though. Money to me. What the fuck is money?
You're right. Like, you're right though. You're right. I'm gonna add on what you said. Like, it's a scale.
Like Daniel Jones got 40, so it's like I don't know how much these guys are getting paid.
Just think receivers. Like you say, someone like Calvin Johnson. If you have the build and skill of Calvin Johnson, yeah. If you have the skill and speed of Tyreek Hill, yeah. Somebody like that who can change a game in the blink of an eye, yeah.
This could be one of those guys.
Justin Jefferson is he's top
a complete
5 receiver. Yeah.
Yeah.
But being a complete wide receiver, a jack of all trades, master of none, I don't really know. Like, to me, there's a difference. Like, Tyreek can't do everything, but the shit he can do, nobody else can do.
Nobody. Yeah.
The shit, Calvin Johnson. Megatron could not do everything, but what he could do, nobody else was doing.
No.
So, and you got to think about it. The more and more, athletic and versatile these players get, the more you can look back at like a Jerry Rice and Emmitt Smith and look at how like balanced they were as players at their position.
Yeah.
And then when you translate it, it's like, it's like
I mean, Justin's good.
No, I know. I'm saying he is great. He's a top 5 receiver. I just said he's a top 5 receiver.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is when we're talking about worth money, I think if you have
but I don't know if there's any receiver who's worth that much money, but at the same time, I don't know who's worth what. I don't know what that means. I don't know what worth is anymore.
Worth is what it was how I look at it. To me, like someone like Derrick Henry, and if you don't think he's in his prime now, okay, prime Derrick Henry. He could not do everything, but what he could do, nobody else was doing. So he might not have been the definition of a complete balanced running back, because like I said, when you look back in time, it's like that's what all the GOATs were. It's like the best, just all around great, like just like look at somebody like Jerry Rice, look at somebody like Emmitt Smith. There was a time where Joe Montana was the shit. Now mind you, quarterbacks weren't a thing, but Joe Montana was just he just did his thing. Like it's like I don't know. I think and it varies with position. Like obviously quarterback is the most skewed scale of them all. It's like, well, he can do this and he can do that, but he can win games. But he can throw this far. It's like all these things.
Yeah.
I
It's
really
nuts.
don't know.